Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you all. And welcome back to the beta plan, playing Shadowrun. So I say, get comfy, because, well, we sneaked inside, and I don't think we're going to have a lot of combat, but probably a lot of sneaking and a lot of raiding to do. So let's get inside. Shall we? Ooh, matrix entry. Let's go do that as well, but first, this server cluster handles the local records and system for floor 27. Undoubtedly, the building-wide systems back up this data, but anything occurring here will be fed to the larger area, Ares Asia servers. This makes it a perfect place to upload the war and faked camera footage. Well, do it then. A few moments later, the ship flashes a green light indicating the camera records for 427 will now show footage of Golden Fang meeting with Dr. Taylor and Hardingham. Alright, and let's get this Nobel to enter the Matrix. Let's do this. Go, my little mechanical dwarf. And she should now walk faster because, well, we've given her that upgrade. Ooh. Can we slip by? No. Be good. Now we cannot. We almost had it. I went too quick. Let's see. Oh, come on. We could use a crit. Or we can... In one go? No, not in one go. That's too bad. Extra 20 trays. It is down and out for the count, and we have gone in here. Let's for once try this. Alright, let's go. There we go. Oh, that was double. What is happening? Okay, 1 W. 2 W's. Yeah, we know. W and an N next to it. I don't see that option. Ugh. I have no idea. We lost 20 trays. Let's try that one time again. Because I just did it wrong. Let's start this. I just need to focus. That one will go wrong. No, I had it right. There we go. Ah, that was much better. I'm so sorry. There's a W on the third and an O here. W on the end. No, this is not it. We need to have that sign as well. So let's first say this one is a possibility. W on the end does not have that special sign on the side. So this sign again. Only possible conclusion. This one is it. I can't really tell you how I'm looking at that, but it's more like, yeah, you know, I see these signs, but I couldn't really give them a name. But offline, it appears to be one. Oh, dagnabbit, we do not need to be in the Matrix yet. That's apparently is something for later. That is unfortunate. Almost cost ourselves some trouble. Well, we don't even need to be in here yet. Alright, let's get out of the Matrix. Well, that went already a lot better than the last time, so at least we learned. So let's get inside this big lab. I think that's what we needed for Rector. Lab computer. Ares Asia Directed Energy Weapons Laboratory Annex. Aut viam inveniam aut facium. Out of lives inventions to the... no, that's wrong. Invenire is to arrive, I think. Out of lives ways... Coming out of lives ways comes... something like that, perhaps, but I think I'm translating this wrong. Alright, well, let's please direct your query. Search for auto repair project. Auto repair project. Attention, all information contained herein is considered secured. Oh, wow. Secret. Duplicated files forbidden. Authorized eyes only. Select a file. Security safety progress. Enter query. Desert Wars field testing. Congratulations, everyone. Ares Europe's given us the go-ahead on Europe now. Given we have heard of America, of Asia, now Ares Europe is also intermingling with all this business. Gives us a go-ahead on entering the Griffin drone prototypes into the season of Desert Wars between the auto repair circuitry, the MP laser prototypes, and the self-organized threat assessment programs. Thank you very much. I think we got a great chance of being one of the standout stars in this season. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do between now and the kicked-off event, so I am expecting plenty of crunch time. I know each and every one of you wants this as much as I do. It's hard for me to express how proud I am of this team and all the hard work you've put in over the past year. If we can pull this off, we're positioned to be one of the biggest teams in security drone hardware in the past 10 years. If we buckle down and put in our hours required, I know we can do it. Glenn, live at my office. Come get some. Glenn, live at my office. Come get some. If this is a lady, that is very inappropriate, but Dr. Taylor. Rector grunts softly. When he speaks, it sounds almost sad. Taylor, how far you have fallen. When we worked together, he'd never have written this kind of limp corporate missive. We all cared enough about our work that we never had to motivate a team like this. He's become a management tool of Ares Macrotech. I doubt there's much left of the passionate young researcher I knew. You think he lost his edge? Not as such. I believe he's still quite capable as a researcher, but when you spend all of your time mentioning a budget or organizing your team, what time is left to do the actual work? The reason you got into the field in the first place. No thank you. This is a disgusting world. Alright, well, somebody is clearly against corporates, not that we mind so much. Self-organizing subroutine bugs. That might be handy. Let's read this. Hey Ian, I've been encountering a worrying bug in the latest multi-drone mesh network tests. After checking on it, I'm pretty sure it originates in the self-organization subroutines. When the Griffin drones go into self-diagnostic mode and start sharing their telemetry data after field activity, they stop responding to external commands. Even kicking the debugger over the admin mode won't stop them. It looks like they are not responding to outside commands because they're identifying activity orders as non-critical in comparison to their attempts to share and learn from each other's telemetry. It's downright spooky. They tried to push me out of the room during one of the tests because one started firing the on-share clean-up base camp function. You might want to short that up a little bit. And the rest picked up on it. They identified me as an object to be removed from their secure space. And the worst part is that the trigger condition was me trying to shut down the mesh network. I don't know, Ian. I don't like the idea of drones making value judgments about administrator orders. I'd like to strip out the self-organization code for further tests until I can debug it. I understand that we're trying to play catch-up with Renraku on the pseudo-intelligence front, another mega corporation within the Shadowrun world. But the fallout if this bug spreads could be pretty catastrophic. Dr. Jen. Alright, well that is interesting to know. Wait on the next test. Just a heads up for the team, hold on further self-organization tests until you get all clear from me, Taylor, or Ian. That's probably then Hardigan, the other one. There's a bug where the drone network refuses external orders when they're pursuing their... Well, we just read about that. It's nothing critical, but it's going to make debugging our systems a pain in the ass until we get it sorted out. General tests are still a go. 10 to 1, they're still using my old code. It sounds like the same kind of bug I encountered during my early test in Moscow. Rector runs a hand through his hair, squinting at the computer screen from over your shoulder. The problem is that they're trying to give orders to the drones while the drones are prioritized their own desires over those of the end user. They'll never respond so long as they're in group reflection mode. You're saying the drones don't listen because they're busy with their own work and don't want additional work? More or less, I misread that a little. In essence, yes. The more complex pseudo-intelligent drones become, the more we have to learn to convince them that what we've ordered them to do is the best course of action. Within reason. Part of the reason the self-correction code exists is to protect against user error. These drones are only doing what they've been designed to do. The deeper I got into data sharing and self-development code, the more I came to realize that it was impossible to build a truly independent drone system. There's an too much. As simple as waiting order priority. Checking from A to B to C is functional, but inelegant. My solution was to create a system of interlocking desires and motivations that shift and change over time. The only overriding principle is that both Koi and I must work together to solve problems. That's a novel approach. That was why it works as well. As you increase independence, so too is danger increased. If Kosha determined the best method of preserving my life was to shoot me in the leg, it would do so. And I would likely allow that to happen. Kosha's senses of analytical capabilities are superior to my own, at least in terms of battlefield assessment. And that is kinda creepy. But okay, we have done the next test. Recent messages. Yes, authorized only. They cancelled the Olympics because why? Some crap about not having enough participants. I guess a ton of countries pulled out protests over Japan's treatment of metahumans and the way they've handled their holdings in California. Alright, I mean, yeah, for all the equity, but more or less a day-to-day meal, although I can imagine that cancelling the Olympics is quite a big bad thing. Can you put these reports on my desk? Thank you for a code, Dr. Taylor. We don't need to know what the reports were, though it just stayed as reports. Let's use that. Let's use lab save. Can we enter this? Still locked. Alright. And this, what is this? Laser shutters must be closed during energy, huh? Alright, whatever. Wait. But there's more about it. They have the chance to fix it yet. Closing security room shutters. Security cannot respond. Probably would have been handy if we had triggered away security room. Would that be the security room? Because that is locked. Is that a security room or is this a security room? This may be really dang. What am I doing? But yeah, that's security room. So we could lock them out by going in here. If we do that with one character, the rest might still be able to walk outside. Interesting concept. So, Dr. Taylor, I think we have your code if I do this correctly, and it was 28144? Nope, did it wrong. So sorry. 98144. Cancel. No, I wanted to 98144. Thank you very much. So we have done the bug planting, the plant the visitor record, or was it plant the camera footage? One of the two. Now we need to plant the financial data. I reckon that will be for Taylor's computer then. Plant financial data. Voila. Another thing resolved. Project records. I already said it's going to be a lot of reading this episode. After all, we went in nice and quietly. Security briefing. Last week, night errant officers responsible for security of this facility received several reports of suspicious activity in the public area of the building. 31 last Tuesday. Security footage shows a troll approximately 20 to 20 years age. That's a rough estimate. Entering the public mezzanine areas of the building, the subject was seen attempting to gain access to restricted areas. Report from area citizens indicated the subject was about more or less somebody broke in and he even came back, trying to get in via, well, dressing as a janitor, but probably oh, and he kicked the ass of Knight Errant, so I'm saying another Shadowrunner. And your player sees this troll. Okay, so it's probably, is that me actually? No, that's not me. Okay, I was for a short moment wondering if it was me, but understands, do not attempt to detain him. I am definitely a her. I mean, can't you hear that by my voice? Yes. There's a note attached from the Knight Errant Security. Dr. It comes to our attention that you have not been treating this threat with the seriousness we believe it deserves. Interesting to note. Please remember that the safety of your person and your receivers is not solely your concern. A strike against you is a strike against all of Ares macro technology. When engaging in off-site entertainment from now on, we would request that you travel with a group. Thank you. Alright. Prior to this, we were using the same emitter of the MP3 laser free. It's a proven design. Unfortunately, there's a razor too large. In light of that, I've commissioned 20 new focusing arrays. They've been manufactured in Detroit. Same as we acquired from Zeiss last year. It should give us more or less techno mumbo jumbo. Nice, interesting text to read for the well, background, but not immediately prior handy for a let's play. Prior emitter research, personal notes. Now, that is interesting. By the way, personal loads. I think you mean personal notes. But on MP research 1, on MP laser 1 research, we were just at MP laser 4. Going back for the files from Ares Arms, a lot of work was done by one Dr. Elliot Miles Fargo. Unfortunately, Miles Fargo is dead. From what I can gather, his son killed him during a drunken argument. Ow? Double ow. Just, you know, trauma-inducing. What's curious is that most of the research files have been heavily redacted. It's all very curious. It's almost as if Ares Arms doesn't want anyone to know anything about the initial research. It's very curious given that we are all supposed to be working towards the same thing, aren't we? From what I gather, Miles Fargo had a radically different design philosophy than Harding, and I indicates that he was primarily interested in a purely vector solution, fiber lasers, rather than our own dye-doped matrix technology. From what I understand, there's also the base for Winter Systems' own attempts at a man-portable laser solution. I can't find any evidence of how they would have developed that technology without access to Miles Fargo's work, though. Curious. Interesting. Did they kill this man in order to have this handheld laser design kept secret? Very interesting. Email. You killjoy. Hardigan, I cannot believe you. Did you tattle on me the night I ran saying I'd blown off the security brief and ran to go drink alone? Psh, I'm a senior researcher, not a bloody prisoner. If I decide to go on and drink on my own, that's my business. Besides, Central and Admiralty are both crawling with police at any hour. They're AAA secure, for God's sake. Pop time. Listen, H, I really do hear what you're saying about security, and I promise I'm not taking it lightly. I was thinking we could hit up the pawn, the meeting tomorrow. After all, we had to travel in groups. I've got 8 or so takers from the lab. At night, I ran promised to loan us a low-profile bodyguard to make sure that nothing goes awry. How does that sound to you? Well, that's at least done better. Door code. They changed your door code while you were out on vacation. The chips got a little fried when someone forgot to close the shutters in the laser lab. Testing new emitters. It's 23847. We have another entry code. And here's that mystery project 2231 again. Age, one of the researchers downstairs hit me up in a meeting about supporting something called Project 2231. It's headquartered in the... Yeah, I'm not even going to try. Okay, I am going to try because I'm me, but... Algonquin Manitou Council. And everybody on the internet is laughing out loud because this is probably not pronounced as Manitou and this is probably not pronounced as Algonquin. Algonquin? Algonquin? Forget it. Some godforsaken black site called Complex 68G. Yeah, we read about that before. I guess it has something to do with that debacle in Chicago. Research into cleaning up the cells and whatnot. I thought it would be nice if I give you them a hand, lend them a prototype of the specs, and let them test the laser out there. Go back, Taylor. Well, Taylor, we're kind of done with your computer. And I think with that we have... Yeah, Dr. Harding's door. Alright. Unfortunately, a little... Oh, there we go again. That was just from very, very short duration. 23847. Let's at least finish this office before we end the episode. 23847. There's a barely audible click and the door unlocks. Alright. By the way, is there some goodie over here? Because I noticed that there are ley lines over here. Probably there are some security after here if you have botched up the mission downstairs. Hopefully you can inside and get the code for it in here, because that are the things we need still, yeah? Gain access to the main lab, which is upstairs there, but we need to block out security. Retrieve the auto repair unit, which I assume is there, or find a key to the lab safe. I have the feeling that might be connected together. So let's read this computer, and that will probably be, well, part 2 of this mission, and then part 3 will hopefully be a little bit more exciting. Project records. Power output. Preliminary reports aren't good. We can miniaturize the aperture and emission array from the MP laser free, and it's definitely possible to get down to a handheld size. But there's never been a problem. Energy density to the core concerns. Our batteries just aren't up to snuff if we shrink them down to the pistol size. Well, that's what we're here for, after all. The mission is to, I think, in general, misdirection. Oh, it doesn't stand here anymore, but it was already about a handheld laser, and we had to make them feel like the Yellow Lotus was trying to buy off these 2 scientists. But the MP laser-free battery pack will be lucky if we ever find a way to break 6 or 7 shots. It's a terrible problem, and one of the boys over in the material science have been dragging their feet on. I've been checking into some of the new dual-phase batteries, but the cost seems prohibitive. I made a note to the director, Hue, asking if we could get some help from Ares Arms Europe. The Firelands research team made a great deal of headway using staged graphene capacitors. Maybe there's something we could learn from them. And that's the same security briefing, I mean? Yeah, that's the same security briefing we already read through. Interesting that he gets the same thing, but apparently that was sent out to everybody. These appears to be Dr. Hardeman's notes on attaching the prototypes to security drones. Things proceed apace, assuming standard medium drone like the Inquisitor or Rover 9230 models. The drone provides sufficient power to enable the prototype effectively unlimited bursts through though there's a 30-second charge time if the capacitors are drained rapidly. The small size of the emitter lens also means that the prototype can be mounted modular or internally as the platform dictates. For smaller drone sizes, the output is more restricted but still valuable. Charge times increase to between 2 and 5 minutes. Well, that's a lot. Assuming standard battery power at 2 and 5 minutes, trust me, that any Shadowrunner will have done his work. This does unfortunately reduce the drone's loiter time. Each shot reduces the loiter time by approximately to technical mumbo jumbo about how the lasers work. I believe we can increase the efficiency. Security briefing. We just read through that. Did I just do the same thing? Drone integration. We just read through that. I am an idiot. Go back. Email. Killjoy, we have seen your cheating, bastard. That's new. Listen, I don't know how you managed to beat me in the last game, but I know you're cheating. All the data checks out, but I can't believe your aim's suddenly gotten so much better than mine. When I found out what hack you cooked up, you're going to owe me 50 Nugent. Either that or your characters are all going to be wearing bright green line costumes from now on. What error? Leaking vent. Vent-free blocker IC code. That is what is in the Matrix. Dr. Taylor, we appreciate your concern about the threat neutralization system leaking from your office air vent. Your safety and the safety of the lab are topmost priority until we get maintenance to inspect the valve. You can access the security control vent for free. The blocker IC code is... Does this mean we get an access way? And this is pop time again, so we've seen them. Wait a second, this is a different one. Okay, Taylor, if you've got 8 people, the bodyguard together for a pint or two, we have our after we have our meeting, I'm game. Sorry about being so testy earlier, I just don't relish the idea of being beaten to a bloody pulp by some fog. This is for troll and orc and stuff like that, so this man looks down on metahumans, with an interest in my research. We didn't really gain anything from entering here, so it seems. So how do we get this safe open? Well, that is something that I will see if I can manage off camera, but I am going into the Matrix at least. But I think for now we have done enough reading, and it is time to end the episode. I say thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.